Been a while since the new real estate forms were introduced here in BC in June 2018. Now, the realtors of BC are regulated and overseen by the British Columbia Financial Services Authority, or BCFSA. Most people still are confused by these forms and or don't know what they are. So, in today's video, I'm going to explain some of them to you. Hi, I'm Don Miller, Century 21 Executives, right here in Vernon in the gorgeous North Okanagan. Let's dive right in. Today we'll look at three of the mandatory real estate disclosure forms we have to review with you. The most important thing for you to understand is these are disclosure forms. They are not contracts. The intent of these disclosures is to educate the public and provide you, the public and customer, with vital information regarding agency and your representation options. The first is the disclosure of representation in trading services, or DORTS or DORTS. Exactly what is this form and why is it important to you? It explains what your options are when it comes to representation. It's important you have knowledge of and understand these options. Limited dual agency was a system where the listing agent could work for both the buyer and the seller. This was banned in BC in 2018. The BCFSA believes that the general public needs to know and understand the advantages of working with a real estate professional and what their legal obligations are to you, the customer, should they provide you with client or agency representation, and the risks should you decide to be unrepresented or have no agency in a real estate transaction. They also believe that the timing of disclosure of this information is important to you. In order for every real estate agent in BC to remain compliant with these rules and forms, we need to provide you with this information the moment the conversation shifts from providing you with factual information about a listing that we may have or about the real estate market at large to you discussing your personal information, such as your financial situation or why you'd like to buy or sell. This is why, if you've had an interaction with a real estate agent since this change happened, things may have gotten a little strange very quickly. Maybe you called an agent on the phone to discuss a particular home you'd seen listed for sale. Everything was going along really well. You were getting all the information you needed. You felt comfortable with this agent, and you started to share about your personal information and situation, your family, how long you'd been looking for a home, your financial situation. Cue the awkward silence. The agent at that point may have said something to the effect that this conversation has moved from me providing you factual information about the real estate market to you discussing your personal information. I need to stop this conversation, send you the disclosure, representation, and trading services form, have you read it and understand it, and then we can discuss it and resume our conversation. Awkward? Yeah, you betcha. Ridiculous in terms of timing? Oh, for sure. Completely out of left field for the customer? Absolutely. And although we don't make the rules, we still have to follow them. So, what is an agency relationship? Once you decide you want representation by a real estate agent, you form an agency relationship with that realtor. This can happen even before this in any transaction by implication. Agency means your agent is legally duty bound to protect your interests. For example, that agent has fiduciary duties of loyalty. The agent must act only in your best interests. Second, disclosure. The agent must tell you everything they know that might influence your decision in the transaction going forward. Thirdly, a duty to avoid conflicts and avoid any situation which would affect their duty to act only in your best interest. And lastly, confidentiality. Your agent must not reveal your private, confidential information without your permission, even after your relationship ends. The goal is ultimately to allow you to be better informed and make clear decisions during a real estate transaction. So just bear with us as we get through this awkward phase with you. As a non client, the realtor does not owe you any of those four duties. When presented with these forms, many people think we're trying to get them to sign a contract. Once again, let me say it. These are disclosure forms. They are not contracts. A realtor will ask you or may ask you to initial them, but that's all. Next is the privacy and consent form. In order to help you sell, buy, or lease real estate, realtors, brokerages, and real estate boards use some of your personal information. This form talks about and explains information handling practices and how your personal information may be collected and to whom that personal information may be ultimately disclosed. Lastly, we have the disclosure risk to unrepresented parties form. We mentioned this when we were discussing the disclosure of representation form. This highlights the massive risk you take when you choose not to work with a real estate agent during the purchase of a home. All homeowners must sign a listing contract with a real estate agent if they want to list their home for sale on the MLS system, for example. Buyers at this time in BC are not mandated to sign a contract with a real estate agent. It is still unwise to purchase a home without using a realtor. This form spells out very clearly the risks you assume should you choose to be an unrepresented party. Remember, the listing agent can no longer act for both the buyer and the seller here in BC. If you intend to buy a home, find a realtor you like and trust to help you through the process. That's it. 3 key forms. They're just there to better inform you early on in your real estate transaction. During your next conversation with a real estate agent, remember this video. Don't sweat it because, as I've said, these are disclosure forms. They are not contracts. And it's very important for you to remember this is just an overview. You still need to have the discussion with me or your realtor of choice. We can explain everything and then we can all follow the rules and help keep you, our clients, better informed. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe as it really helps this channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single real estate update. And if you could also hit the like button. The like button is the #1 indicator YouTube uses to help rank this information and get it out to other people. So you hitting the like button can actually help get this information out to more people who may appreciate it, and then they can also hit the like button. I look forward to seeing you soon. I'm Don Miller, and I'm sold.